What's a little thing you do to make the world a better place? I am shy, so I find it hard to say in person when I have received good or great customer service, so I like to email the company directly and let them know. I always try to remember the person's name and to be specific, so that it might make it back to the employee or they might win an Employee of the Month award. It really does make a difference. I had a flight attendant that did a great job and I tweeted about it. When he had me on a flight like 6 months later, he remembered me and proudly told me they read my tweet in a training class. You're doing a fantastic thing by doing that. I used to leave my parking permit on the permit machines if I had an early day at community college so someone else didn't have to pay. Turns out it started a trend and people still do it. I can't take the full credit though. I think someone accidentally bought two and didn't realize it, so they left it at the machine. I used to do the same with bus tickets. The bus tickets in my area used to do paper tickets that were valid all day. So when I got off the stop near my flat, I'd leave the ticket in the bus stop for the next person. The tickets are all on an app now, or online monthly payments. Donate blood products. Your body's constantly making red blood cells and platelets, and it's harmless, and possibly healthy, to donate. I started with whole blood because, well, that's what donating blood means to people. 15 minutes of time, eat a cookie, get a sticker. After I did that for a few gallons, I was asked if I'd consider donating platelets. They have to be used within 5 days of collection, so there's always a constant need, but it takes about 2 hours to do it. A single pint of blood doesn't have enough for a platelet transfusion, so the donor ends up hooked to an apheresis machine that'll centrifuge the blood, remove the platelets, and return the rest of the blood back to the body. So I end up watching Netflix for 2 hours on Saturday while doing another triple donation every other week, up to 24 times a year. It's like Spider-Man's quote in Civil War, "When you can do the things I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you." Obviously donating like this isn't saving the world, but it's making the world a better place, and I'd feel ashamed if I just spend that time watching Netflix at home instead of doing some good at the same time. I also donated bone marrow in 2008, so that was a little more of a "if you can help and don't, and bad things happen, it's your fault" situation, as I was the best available match in the entire world for my recipient. That was a little thing to me, but a life-changing thing for that person's family. I always make sure to be overly polite to people serving me, whether in a restaurant or a shop, and I always tell them to have a good day when I leave. Having worked in retail, I know a simple "how are you, thank you, or have a nice day" can mean a lot, especially on a bad shift. I was raised to have good manners, and I'll be damned if I don't flex them at any opportunity one have. It always surprises/saddens me that other people can't be the same way. Take care of my things. We didn't have much while growing up, and my mother always believed in quality. She would buy things she knew we would use a lot. I have the same pencil case from 6th grade, I'm in grad school now. I have linen bedsheets, water bottles, fountain pens, mugs, and even some clothes that I've used for over 10 years. This helps me consume less, in turn creating less waste. I feel like we should strive to reduce, before reusing and recycling. It blows my mind how some people go through so much crap because they see it as disposable or it's out of fashion. I've had the same backpack since 2007, the same duffel bag since 2004, and the same laundry hamper basket since 2000. I also use the hamper laundry basket to put my groceries in when I go to the store, so I'm not using bags either. I'm also in grad school and I've got 10-plus-year-old binders and the same ruler I've had since middle school. My dad hammered it into me that you take care of your stuff. It was annoying when I was younger, but once I started paying for all my own stuff, I was so glad he was like that. When someone gets cut off repeatedly in conversation, I make an effort to make eye contact with them and say "go ahead. I'm listening," or something along those lines. Yes. I do this too, and you can tell by the look on their face that it's really appreciated. Everyone knows how it feels to have a story cut off, especially if it happens more than once. Good on you. I say thank you, sincerely. Simple but effective. My husband always says "you're welcome" whenever anyone thanks him for anything. You wouldn't believe how often we skip it until you hear him. He holds a door open and someone mutters thanks, he says you're welcome. He hands me a dish I'm reaching for and I just thanks, and he says you're welcome. Always does. No matter how small or inconsequential. Slight clarification, he never says no problem or anything else. I don't know if I buy it, but I did hear once that no problem has an unspoken connotation that it, the action, could have been a problem. I personally do like my pleasure, and I use all of these. My husband, though, only says you're welcome. Try it for every little thing, you'll be noticed, and no, it doesn't come across as insincere or overly formal, he definitely is not that. LOL. When I remove an item from a grocery store shelf, I move the same item forward to replace it. ESP top shelf items. Short people like me appreciate you. I am a tall person with severe nerve damage in my back. At your next short person's meeting, can you discuss doing this on the lower shelves? Thank you in advance. That's kind of a tall order, don't you think?